If you are in a major growth period of life, you're going to want to listen to this. Also, if you are down in the dumps now or find yourself down in the dumps sometimes, you're going to want to stick around. I was so down in the dumps today. I'm also in a major growth period, MGP. I've been watching Severance, so maybe we'll put some acronyms on this. I'm in an MGL, major MGP. Let me write that down. Major growth period. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I need to turn my messages off. I'm going to turn these off. I want to focus. Sign out. I'm here. I'm happy. I have had a wild day of a lot of spiraling, and I'm here feeling like pretty good right now because I'm channeling it into my art, and I've got this Ring camera up. I'm like feeling put together. I went on a walk, I showered. Oh, let me tell you the things that I did because I was not feeling good. And if you follow me on TikTok, like I want to post me when I am at my lowest mentally on TikTok so that you can see me and how I get out of it. Because it is so funny that I came here to make myself feel better, but by the time I get here, I actually already do feel better. Because of all the things that got me to this point. So I walked today. I was going to call my mom, but instead I texted with her, texted with friends. I'm sharing what I'm grateful for. I'm asking people what they're grateful for. Yeah. It's really hot in this apartment. It's really hot in here. So, yeah, what's even going on? What do I even want to share about? Because it is a lot. So I wish that I had that quote, but whatever the quote is, like sometimes you need to leave the shore. Sometimes to like when you're driving your boat to the next destination, you lose sight of the shore. And that is where I feel like I'm at now. And when you are leveling up, growing in a new territory, you're going to experience things that you have not experienced before. And you're going to have to lose sight of the land of your existence before this like transformation. And I have felt so much tension and anxiety and kind of stress about this the last few days, and it feels as intense as when I moved out for the first time March of 2020 or end of February 2020, right before COVID, and then that year of COVID. Like I just remember feeling just such tension and like I don't know what to do with myself. Like the old is gone. Like this feels like it's changing the trajectory of my life and like things will never be the same again. I kind of feel that with what I'm doing here now. So I have felt it in that moment, like moving out for the first time, COVID, and also when I got a job as a student director as a lead of a leadership program in college, that felt pretty entrepreneurial too, and that like was super fun, ideal job, and I took on a lot of that like tension and stress and didn't really know how to cope with that. But I think it's important to, okay, my nose gets so itchy and I didn't even realize it until I watched these back. I don't know why. I'm just gonna yap. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. And I have an air conditioner, but I'm not going to turn it on. And it's also a huge window unit, and I don't know how to put it in the window yet. But that might be good for when I'm recording. Okay, so yeah, lots of thoughts on this. I think it's super important to recognize your coping mechanisms and what happens when your tension is too high in your body. When mine is extremely high, that's when I'm having meltdowns on the side of the highway. Not the highway, but like one time after I broke my ankle, tension was high. This PT couldn't take my insurance, and I end up like leaving and sobbing and calling my mom on the side of the street. Like that, when you're crying way too much, like you probably have a lot of tension. For me, like I shared in one video, like I'll pick out my eyebrows and eyelashes. Won't go into why, but like that's something I do when I have too much tension. I'll also eat when I'm not hungry. I did coaching with Leslie Hooper and Steph Miramontes on Instagram, or through Instagram. I found them. They're amazing, and I still use a lot of the tools that I learned in their program for the self-soothing and asking yourself, like, why am I eating right now when I'm not hungry? And a lot of healing with your relationship with food. However, this is a lifelong process, and what I'm realizing is it's a cycle of I'm going to feel the same feelings, but for different situations. Or I guess I'm going to feel that discomfort of like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm confused. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what I need. I don't know where I'm going. That kind of stuff might happen when you're in like a new territory, in this unknown, in this next level of yourself when you're growing. And I find that once I know what I'm feeling and I know what I need, then I can give myself what I need and check in with myself. But because lately I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just super uncomfortable. Like it's unbearable. And then I go eat whatever I have in the house, even though I'm not hungry. And it doesn't solve the problem. Obviously, it makes it worse and it creates another problem. Wait, what's something else? There was another. Oh, like if your sleep is affected, like these are all just like check engine lights of let's take a look at our mental state and see how we can bring that tension down. And that's one of the reasons I moved to San Diego, is so that I could have a lifestyle full of de-stressors, and also because that's another tangent, but thinking about your ideal life, this was part of it, and just the things that I do would be part of my ideal life. But so luckily, like this time around, a few times in this cycle, I feel like I'm in a new like big transformation period. What is it? I forgot to write it down. Major growth time or moment. I don't remember. But when you're in a major growth period, let's call it that, MGP. Okay, so when you're in a major growth period, and I've been through a few, each time you're able to handle the unknown a little bit better. So now I already live in San Diego. I recognize that I'm in this period of unknown. I know I've survived it before. I have a support system of friends and family. I'm able to articulate myself. I know I can go to acupuncture. I can go to therapy. I can get a massage. I can go to my gym, to sauna, cold plunge, lift weights, walk, run. I also know now, this I just learned recently, like I cannot just run myself into the ground though either. Like I used to like do yoga all the time, like yoga, run, lift, walk all in the same day. But like I don't want to burn myself out. And sometimes that in in and of itself is a coping mechanism. Calling, texting obsessively, needing to make plans, needing to talk to someone, or like those can all be coping. Like the busyness, filling up your schedule can be coping too. So recognizing the signs and then bring that tension down as best you can, as kind of a band-aid in the moment while you start like thinking clearly. And there is a level of like, I need to move through this. And I know no matter what, I'm gonna like resolve it and move through it. But when I get to the other end, I want to be proud of how I took care of myself during this period. Also, I think I can move through this faster if I figure out like what some of the major pain points are of what's making me spiral and what's making me super uncomfortable. So I'm going to share a little bit about what's going on. So I'm building this business, and what's crazy is that like I have a vision, and I might have shared, like I know 100 steps I could take today, tomorrow, this week for this business. I also know ideal life, a few different like visions of like feelings and big descriptors of what I want, but everything in the middle, I'm not really sure yet. And it's going to become clear, the details of it all. For example, what the exact product offering I have is. And I'm doing a lot of work. For example, thinking about my ideal client. I'm working with a business coach. Like there are all these worksheets and stuff I'm doing. And I'm going to get there. However, I'm making something out of nothing. I already am making a lot of things out of nothing, and it's super exciting. And as an entrepreneur, like I need to believe in myself, and I'm going somewhere that doesn't exist yet. So it's like not everybody in my life is going to get it or fully like believe in it, because like, I don't know, I just need to be protective of this and like keep my head down and go with a few supporters. And that's very hard for me because I, in the past, have been very like, hey everybody, am I doing a good job? Am I going where I'm supposed to be going? Like, hey, look at me, I'm doing what like it's the obvious right choice. Where now I'm going somewhere that doesn't exist, so I can't get that validation. So it's making me learn how to be a strong foundation and validation for myself and build that self-trust and like, I don't know, following my intuition too, I guess, letting myself figure things out. So, okay, so that's a topic going on with my business. There's also, I had this, okay, by the way, things I'm noticing. I want to not, eventually, I'm trying to not touch my hair during this stuff, but I'm hot. Number 2, I start a lot of things with, okay. Just start talking instead of saying okay and all right all the time. And that might be it for now that I've noticed. Besides, turn up the freaking sound when I edit. I did that the last video, and I'll do that here too. Just so you know, I'm aware, and I'm making tiny improvements, but it's hard to remember. And it's fun to touch my hair. And I'm just hot right now. Okay, I forget if I finished this sentence, but I was like, I'm going to build this business and I'm going to make money, and then I'm going to buy the tools that I need for this business. When actually, it's seeming like I'm going to need to buy a few tools to help me with this business. And that's been a big, I just realized, I think that's a limiting belief for me. Just like I thought I didn't want to spend any money. I'm trying to keep expenses low. And not take on more recurring expenses. But so this is what's going on so far. Chat, and I start everything with a free trial, of course, or a free consultation. And then I'm like, I can't not. But I have been stressing about this for the past few days, and I just bought this last thing, which I'll tell you about. But so far, the things that I have gotten, ChatGPT, which by the way is great for like these things like setting up a domain, what's the best newsletter, how to set up a website, where should I do it, what do you know about things like that. It's been helpful. ChatGPT, this CRM, Go High Level, it's about to charge me tomorrow for the month for my newsletter and contacts, all this stuff. Oh yeah, CapCut Pro. And then I just bought Google Drive storage, and that's what I was freaking out about, like stressed, overwhelmed, like what decision, how do I make this decision? And these are things I don't even want to think about, but I just had to delete so many videos from my computer because I ran out of space. I had to delete things from my phone because I could not record anything new because I'm making so much footage, so many videos, and they're all very long that I'm editing. And yeah, I needed to solve this storage situation. And I was very overwhelmed at all these options, but I don't know, I was just very blocked on that for a few days. And then I just bought it it's freaking $2 a month because and I'm learning along the way. So 15 gigabytes of storage is what Google offers you for free. So I was like, okay, great. I'll just open a new account, put my videos there. And it was like, immediately I ran out of storage trying to put my YouTube videos in there. And then I deleted those all. Yeah. So basically I have more than 15 right now. And I bought the 100 gigabyte per month, but it goes up to, I'd be fine paying for $10 for 2 terabytes in Google. And I might do that. Constant prioritization also, because I'm thinking like I might just make a new Gmail. That's how I live my life at gmail.com, but I'm not ready for that. It doesn't matter right now. And then, okay, next, also, I think I'm going to buy this thing called Repurpose. And that starts with a trial too, but okay, this is the money thing. Okay, I'm going to buy Repurpose. And that's basically something that when you post on one platform, it automatically posts on however many that you want. Which brings me to my next point. I've been feeling very scattered because I have so many things I'm doing and I'm super excited about. So just the ways I'm expressing and putting myself out there alone, I have YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, newsletter. I'm starting a blog. I'm starting a website. So we're going to bring it back down, walk it on back, bring it back down. And I really like this phrasing by my coach, and I've heard it before. As an experiment, let's focus on 3 things this week. So I'm focusing on YouTube, Instagram stories, which to me feel easy, effortless. It's like I'm not even doing them. I forget that it's even a thing. And TikTok. So those are the 3 things I'm doing, but something that will cut out a lot of time, and also because I don't want to be doing this anyway. What I have been doing is from the YouTube video making clips and then waiting and posting on TikTok, like waiting for the upload, posting it on YouTube, on Instagram. But instead, I'm going to only focus on YouTube, and then I can make shorts, post them on YouTube, and then with this software Repurpose, it will automatically post on TikTok and Instagram. So I don't need to worry about it. It's less effort. But anyway, so those are all the expenses. Okay, so it's like believing in my own dream without the external validation. The expenses, feeling super scattered, but we're just going to bring it back down and focus. And so that's all going on, which is all a new experience. And then the new feelings in this experience that are negative include, I deleted all these videos and from my computer that are already on YouTube and stuff, so I thought, but one of them was this 2-hour-long video that I recorded with my personal stylist, this try-on session, which I was working on editing. And this one part I edited and I spent so much time on it, and it was amazing. Or it was really funny, and I don't know, it was just a good part that took a long time, and I'm like so sad that I permanently deleted it. However, I'm so glad I still had it on my iCloud. So I still have the video, need to edit it, but after that I was like, I really need to buy this storage. But the grief and loss of like losing creative progress and like something I made is something that's totally like expected and normal in this area that I'm creating, you know? So I don't know, there are going to be feelings like that, the indecision and overwhelm by the tools, the overwhelm of like so many things you could do, the confusion of like, wait, what direction am I even going in? Why am I doing this? Those kinds of feelings. Everything that I just said is obviously time and energy. So I do not have as packed of a social schedule as I used to. And that's a little bit scary, even though I am still being social. I see many people, I'm talking to people often, but I think, I don't know, I just don't have that validation of I'm pouring a lot of effort into strictly social stuff right now. So because I'm building this business, and so that's kind of that, what's that called? Opportunity cost, maybe. I don't know, like that plays into it. Like, I hope this is going somewhere, basically. But like, what does that even mean? Because I don't know. I don't think I need to go down that spiral, but I don't know, you could say like money-wise, or just like, what am I doing this for? But if you look at today and this moment and like how I've been feeling, like this stuff energizes me, excites me. I've been thinking about it for a long time. It's fun. I'm growing a ton. Like, there are so many benefits even if I stopped right now, as I've said many times before. And also, a lot of this is like already my ideal job, my ideal life. So there's that. All to show that this is a new territory and I'm becoming a next level version of myself. Nice to meet you. Okay, this is making me feel like better. I just saw a video about like, making YouTube videos like helps you like feel seen and heard. Like, it's so nice to be able to express myself and have this space. Like, I'm holding space for myself right now, really. And I'm kind of coaching myself through, and I'm, it's helping me like ground myself, feel my feelings, take a deep breath, which I may as well do again. Yeah, I'm also noticing a little bit of scarcity mindset with money. I think because of like, just not knowing where I'm going, and the fact that I'm starting to invest in this, which is also my art. Yeah, there's such this, that's another thing going on, like art and business, like it's going to be like a Venn diagram, you know? Oh my gosh, so I'm working with this business coach and she is pushing me. So I started going to therapy in person 2 years ago, 3 almost. My therapist is amazing. I highly recommend in-person therapy, especially if you have anxiety, is what my therapist said. She was like, it's so good that you're coming in person because of this. Because you can just see body tension. Oh yeah, fidgeting, touching my ring, touching whatever's on my wrist, like that's touching my hair probably is a sign of tension, like from what I was saying before, just you're coping things and how tension shows, being very fidgety. Okay, but the first few times I went to this therapist, it was the first therapist that I've had that I didn't leave the sessions feeling amazing, like, that was fun. That was a fun little event session. I learned so much. I wrote so much down in my journal of like tips and tricks and like different mindsets and things to think about and things to do. Like that's how my therapy used to go. Like it was a very fun thing. But with her, I was very like, oh my gosh, very raw. Like I need to take a nap or take a bath. Like I just feel very like depleted, kind of. Like it felt very emotional. She was pushing me in places I didn't want to go and pointing out things I didn't want to hear, but in a really good way. Like I do want to hear that stuff, but it was very uncomfortable to go through because it was causing real change and real growth. And like there's just like a level of honesty maybe too that she would I would have to face things that I didn't want to face. So especially the first 2 times when I wasn't used to that, therapy like was not a fun experience and like left me feeling very tired and like I guess depleted for like a day or a few days after. Now, my business coach, I feel kind of the same because she's like pushing me, she's wrangling me. Because I feel I want to like be expansive. I like her direction. I need her direction. But I also have resistance to this business becoming real. And like, I've talked about this a little bit, but starting to care, starting to try, even though I obviously am already. But the next level of trying and caring and thinking about marketing and target client and product and evergreen content versus what's the other? Timely content, I think. Which, by the way, I thought that everything that I was doing was evergreen, which means, and by the way, I only heard this week 1 of doing YouTube because somebody told me that. But if you didn't know, evergreen content is stuff that is good for ever. It's always going to be relevant. And I forget what the other one is, but timely, like, is irrelevant after a certain period of time. And I thought I was making all evergreen stuff, but she was pointing out, like, my newsletter, for example, is timely. And that's why I had to send it out last week, because I was like, this is the stuff I learned this week. I was going to put like stuff I'm listening to this week. Just like the stage I'm at right now and sharing that's not going to be relevant 1 year from now. But this, for example, is evergreen. You can come on, listen at any time. I can come back and listen and be like, oh, interesting, cool. This is how she's working through things and what's going on. And I don't know, a lot of different things, how to start a business, what it's like emotionally, and what decisions I'm making, all that kind of stuff. Oh, but anyway, so that's part of the marketing and sales and tactics. Like a little bit of structure in business and direction to like add to what I'm doing. in ways that I would not think about before. Even like coming up with a newsletter series that when somebody signs up, they'll get this one, then this one next week, then like a series of evergreen newsletters where they get basically a blog post about different topics, nurturing clients. Okay, just so many things. I will stop there, but so many things I'm learning. It's kind of like drinking from a fire hose, and then it's also very personal, and then it's like about my art too, and me and myself and my brand. All right, so yeah, growth, and it's uncomfortable. So yeah, I definitely am growing so much. I have not been this uncomfortable in my life that I can remember, except for a few times of major growth periods, MGPs in San Diego, and when I first moved out. I'm sure there have been a few other times, but with that comes a lot of anxiety and tension and stuff. So some things I'm doing, narrowing my focus, focusing just on YouTube, using my grounding tools, walking, gratitude, making sure I'm working out, acupuncture. I am so glad I made the decision about the storage. One thing on my list was to record this video, turning my feelings into art. Like the Artist Way says, when you feel anxiety and stuff, instead of turning to one of the blocks, which is like the coping thing, like instead of me turning to food, make something out of it. Make art out of feelings and anxiety and tension. And then another thing on my list is go to acupuncture, which I am going to do. So yeah, I want to get some other things going on. I want to get a chair for my room, but I'm not ready yet because I'm just not. What else? Oh, this is a side note, but people have been telling me this, including my coach. Like, if you want an example of just go for it, rip off the Band-Aid, like if you have an idea or a thing that you need to do and you're scared to go for it and decide and take action, follow me, because I do that stuff all the time. Like, that is definitely a strength. I am going for it. I'm failing forward. I'm creating anything and everything that I want to, showing up as I am, playing around with all these different things like this ring light and editing and different kinds of videos, getting storage. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself for just going for it, because things like this storage or the newsletter, like if I waited for it to be perfect, then I wouldn't have figured out all the other problems or like things that need to be figured out with it. Like, I don't know, if I waited to send out a newsletter, I wouldn't have known that the email will go to spam, and I wouldn't have considered as much that I need an email to send from. And then I start thinking about formatting and content, and then, maybe like branding and pictures and logos, which I'm not anywhere close. And I'm just going to keep following what energizes me, stay focused. I saw something today on Instagram of what an entrepreneur is, which is like, it put like all these different tools and, I don't know, pivoting, problem solving, brainstorming, organization, scheduling, connecting, marketing, sales, like all this stuff. And then is what it actually is. Like, there's so freaking much, which makes it super exciting and makes you grow a ton and everything. And the other picture was like what other people think it is, being your own boss. Like, it said must be nice to be your own boss, which, like, yes, and there's so much going on there. and it's a lot of work, but it's fun. And yeah, I really feel like I'm at the point where, like, when I think about it, how I'm leaving that shore, and that makes me want to like grasp onto the known and the comfortable and stuff, but I'm kind of leaving behind the last version of myself and some of the things in that past version's life, which is scary and kind of, but you have to let go to go to the new. Kind of like I've talked about with relationships too, like that trapeze artist, you have to let go and be in the air before you grab onto the next one, and just trust that you're gonna, like monkey bars, except for if you have to swing and let go of one for the other. What am I trying to say? When I think about it though, I'm like, there is no other way. I can't go back, and I don't want to, and I don't think I'm meant to, and I don't think I'd be happy doing that. Like, I really like this, and there is no other choice but to keep on going forward, one foot in front of the other. So we're going to keep on going, one day at a time, one action at a time. Narrow the focus, keep it simple. It's exciting. Yeah. Let me think. Like, I don't know. I'm having a good time right now. I'm enjoying this. I know I'm going to love editing this. But I was in such a, like, deep, dark hole this morning is how I was saying it. I was like, I'm in such a bad place right now. So, crazy. So maybe tomorrow, if I wake up and feel the same, I need to watch this video. It helps me too to see myself in the past sometimes. I don't know. I hope this helps somebody and myself. And if nothing else, I'm creating from that feeling. And this somehow got me out of it. And I think that somehow is because it's art, it's expression, it's holding space, it's making the experience more meaningful, because hopefully somebody else relates to it. And like, yeah, you'll see, just like me, that these things go in cycles, and you're gonna get to the other side. Faux show. So yeah, I think that's probably it. I'll see you on here very soon, I'm sure, because this is my focus and my priority and my comfort zone. I love it, love it, love it, love it. YouTube is fun. YouTube's very fun. Oh, another thing, like, actually, I don't know if I want to get into that here, but something I'm thinking about is what the different channels I'm using are: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram stories, who I'm talking to with each, why I'm doing it, and what kind of content I'm creating on it. So, and this is kind of entertaining, like, and it's like, I don't know exactly, but entertainment, life advice, get to know me, so that you can like apply it and learn to your own life. Not that take whatever you want from it, but I was just thinking and reflecting on that, and I'm going to continue to do that this week. So now I'm going to go edit, post, and then I might do repurpose. We'll see. Another thing about this, I'm feeling so obsessed with it. Like, I'm doing this late at night, early in the morning, I still have that feeling of needing to pry myself away. And I know I need to be careful and not burn out and take breaks and continue to do everything else in my life, and I am. But so I think it's kind of a good sign, but it's very interesting because I haven't felt this way about a lot of things or anything else that I can think about in my life. So yeah. All right, I'll talk to you so soon. Thanks for joining me. I hope that the audio was better than it has been. Peace out.